Hello everyone, my name is Andy Travis. Today we're going to have a workshop about how to use theater games in your English speaking classes, in your ESL classes. We're going to discuss what is different about theater versus games and how theater games actually come together and form, and whether theater games are good for your students or not, using Bloom's taxonomy of higher learning. And also we're going to work directly with 3 games. One having to do with improvising with the alphabet, another one with gibberish and telling a story, and a third one with adjectives, being the adjective and trying to guess who is being what, so that we can produce different vocabulary, simplifying them sometimes, but also complicating them based on the level of your learner. I'm also going to discuss 3 theater game masters who are responsible for what I know and for what I can share with you. So please do go to the YouTube channel, Oxford TEFL channel, and also the Oxford TEFL website for the PowerPoint presentation I prepared for a list of theater games that you can send me via email. And I will compile a list so that you have a lot of different theater games that you can use directly in your own classes. Magic. So what kind of games do you use? Five games. First game.
Pictionary.
Pictionary. So what do you do with Pictionary?
Depending on the new vocab, they'll have the words, and then they have to take turns on teams trying to guess the words.
Is it almost like taboo? Do you put the word on the board, and then the class helps to... Ah, okay, so it's all about drawing. Okay, that's cool. So it's very kinesthetic, it's very active. What else?
Acting a part. Say Little Red Riding Hood and the wolf. One person is the wolf, one is the narrator, one is...
Ah!
Even if they're reading it.
So it's like a mini theater, right? Almost like, yeah. Okay. Do you find that students like that? Are some students kind of apprehensive?
No, they like it. I think they like to get up out of the chair and stand and move around.
Yeah? Does anyone teach a 3-hour class? Yeah. Do you die if you sit down for 3 hours? Well, obviously, because you're here, but obviously not. A third game.
Balloon volleyball.
Whoa! So how does that work?
Every time they touch the balloon, they need to say a vocabulary word depending on a category of something we've studied or a letter or anything like that.
Right. So it's not just completely open, right? You're kind of limiting, narrowing down, selecting the vocabulary, right? That's helpful, I think, in terms of theater, because in theater we have to play, right? And in games we have to play. But it's kind of hard to play unless we have some limitations. If you just tell someone to act, it's like what? If you just tell someone to do something, it's like what? Right? The fourth game?
Well, story time. It's a kind of very simple one, especially if I find I've got a few minutes at the end of class. I don't want to start something new, and maybe people are a bit tired, and it's just simply I say a sentence, and it continues, and obviously you don't know where the story is going to go.
Right. I had my students here in this room yesterday actually just one by one, in a circle, add a word to a sentence. And by the end, we were like, did we tell one story? Or were you just kind of in your own world, like, the sheep, goat, you know? Does it make sense altogether, right? So it's all about the group as well. A fifth game.
Movie dub.
Movie dub. So how does that work?
Like you give people a scenario and you have, say, 2 people acting and they're just moving their mouths and making motions but they can't speak, and the other 2 people are like giving the actual language they're saying.
My brother and I used to do that. The movie was so much better when we put it on mute, right? And then we just kind of invented with the dialogue. Okay, so I want to move on.
Andy's workshop on theater games for the ESL classroom was really useful. I heard about games that I already use in class, but I learned about many different ways to adapt it to different levels. For example, with a game in which the students get an adjective and need to act out showing that personality so that other students can guess, a way to take it to the next level is to actually focus also on the guesses that other students make and compare and contrast those adjectives with the one that the person was really portraying. So that's just one example out of many, and we learn about other games as well, and we also had a lot of fun during the workshop.
Okay, that was very interesting because we learned different games that we could apply to different level of classes, of learners, and the most important part was probably to have objectives and clear information